Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the biggest mistakes new short-term rental investors make and how to avoid them. Entering the short-term rental market is an exciting opportunity with the potential for high returns, the allure of passive income, and the freedom to manage properties remotely. It's easy to see why so many investors are drawn to the space. However, while success stories flood social media, the reality is that many first-time investors make costly mistakes that eat into their profits and lead to frustration. The good news is that these pitfalls are avoidable with the right knowledge and the right strategies. One of the most common mistakes new investors make is understanding operating costs. Many assume that short-term rentals operate like long-term rentals, where expenses are relatively stable. However, STRs come with fluctuating costs, including cleaning fees, utilities, restocking supplies, and higher wear and tear due to frequent guest turnover. Additionally, subscription-based software, dynamic pricing tools, and marketing expenses can add up quickly. New investors often set their nightly rates too low in an attempt to attract guests, failing to realize they aren't covering their expenses. Without a solid financial plan that includes all operating costs, many investors find themselves making less profit than expected, or worse, losing money. Another critical mistake is failing to research local regulations and compliance requirements. Many cities and municipalities have implemented strict short-term rental laws, zoning restrictions, and licensing requirements. Some locations impose occupancy taxes, while others have outright banned STRs in residential areas. Too often, investors purchase a property only to find out later that short-term rentals are heavily restricted or illegal in that location. This results in forced pivots to long-term renting, which can drastically reduce potential earnings. The key to avoiding this pitfall is to thoroughly investigate the local laws before investing. Joining local real estate or Airbnb groups, consulting with an attorney, or reviewing municipality codes can prevent costly missteps. Many new investors also fail to conduct proper market research. It's easy to assume that a property in a popular city or near a tourist attraction will automatically be profitable. But the truth is that the location alone does not guarantee success. New investors often overlook occupancy rates, seasonalities, and competition. Without understanding supply and demand dynamics, they may end up with an oversaturated market, struggling to get bookings. Tools like AirDNA and Mashvisor provide invaluable data and average daily rates, occupancy rates, and revenue projections, allowing investors to make informed decisions. A property that looks great on paper may not perform well if demand is low or if there are too many similar listings competing for the same guest. Pricing strategy is another area where new investors go wrong. Many assume that setting a flat rate year-round is a safe approach. But this leads to missed revenue opportunities. Dynamic pricing tools like PriceLabs, Beyond Pricing, and Wheelhouse exist for a reason. They analyze market trends, local events, and demand fluctuations to optimize pricing. New investors who fail to utilize these tools often leave money on the table during peak seasons or price too high during slow periods, leading to lower occupancy rates. Mastering a data-driven pricing strategy can significantly increase revenue and keep occupancy rates steady. One of the biggest operational mistakes is poor guest communication. The success of STR business hinges on reviews, and guest experience plays a crucial role in that. Many new hosts fail to automate communication, leading to delayed responses and frustrated guests. A simple question about Wi-Fi or check-in instructions can turn into a negative review if not handled properly. Utilizing AI-powered chatbots and automated messaging tools such as Hospitable or Hostaway ensure guests receive immediate responses and clear instructions. The goal is to create a seamless experience where guests feel well taken care of without the host needing to be constantly available. Neglecting professional photography is another misstep that can drastically impact booking rates. First time investors often try to cut costs by taking their own listing photos with a smartphone. While a great property may look decent in amateur photos, professional real estate photography can make all the difference. Listing with high quality, well lit images receives significantly more clicks and conversations. A small investment in professional photography can lead to higher occupancy rates and justify premium pricing. Since guests book based on what they see online, having stunning visuals is one of the most effective ways to attract bookings. Many new investors also overlook the importance of branding and differentiation. With thousands of short term rental available on platforms like Airbnb and Vrbo, standing out is essential. Hosts who fail to establish a unique selling proposition often struggle to compete, whether it's a themed property, luxurious amenities, or high end concierge service. Offering something distinctive creates a competitive edge. Guests are willing to pay more for a unique experience, and investing in small touches such as a welcome basket, high quality linens, or curated local recommendations can increase guest satisfaction and lead to repeat bookings. Another major mistake is understanding the value of automation. Managing an STR requires constant oversight, from coordinating cleanings to adjusting pricing and responding to guest inquiries. Many first time investors try to do everything manually, which becomes overwhelming, especially as they scale. Investing in property management software like Guesty, Lodgify, or Hostaway can streamline operations and reduce the workload. Automating tasks such as booking confirmations, check-in instructions, and review requests frees up time and ensures a professional, efficient operation. The more automated the business, the more scalable and profitable it becomes. Cleaning and maintenance mismanagement is another issue that leads to guest complaints and operational headaches. Some new investors attempt to cut costs by hiring the cheapest cleaning service or even cleaning themselves. However, a poorly cleaned property results in bad reviews, which can tank future bookings. Establish a reliable cleaning team, and using scheduling software like Turno ensures consistency and accountability. Additionally, preventative maintenance is often ignored by new hosts until something breaks. Regular inspections and maintenance scheduling prevent costly last-minute repairs and ensure that guests always experience a well-maintained property. Financial mismanagement is another common pitfall. New investors often fail to separate personal and business finances, making it difficult to track expenses, profits, and tax liabilities. Proper bookkeeping is essential for long-term success. Tools like QuickBooks and Sage help automate expense tracking and generate financial reports. Additionally, many new investors neglect to account for taxes, assuming that platform deductions cover everything. STR owners must be aware of local lodging taxes, income taxes, and potential tax benefits associated with real estate investment. Failing to plan for taxes can lead to unexpected financial strain. Ignoring guest feedback is another costly mistake. Many first-time investors take negative reviews personally and fail to see them as opportunities for improvement. Constructive criticism from guests can highlight issues that hosts may not have noticed, such as uncomfortable mattresses, difficult check-in process, or missing amenities. Addressing guest concerns and making improvement lead to better reviews and higher ratings, ultimately increasing bookings. Successful hosts actively seek guest feedback and continuously refine their offerings based on real-world experiences. Finally, the biggest mistake of all is treating an STR as a purely passive investment without putting in the necessary work up front. While automation and outsourcing can make the business more hands-off, Over time, it requires active involvement in the beginning. Successful hosts take the time to learn about hospitality, guest experiences, and operational best practices. They continuously optimize their properties, monitor market trends, and adapt to changes. Those who assume that an STR will run itself without proper setup and management often find themselves overwhelmed and struggling to turn a profit. By avoiding these common mistakes, new short term rental investors can set themselves up for long term success. The key is to approach the business strategically, understanding financials, embracing automation, and prioritizing guest experience, and staying informed on market trends. While mistakes are inevitable in any investment, learning from the experience of others can save both time and money. Investing in the right tools, researching regulations, and optimizing operations from day one can make all the difference between a thriving rental business and a costly lesson in real estate investment. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on the latest strategies for maximizing your short-term rental success.